If we want to use the TI calculator to calculate things, we can go to Stat Edit and type in all of the observations. So, for example, these are the observations for the number of home runs that were in the packet. There were 10 players. These were the observations. We hit Stat, hit the right arrow, go to one variable stats, and then make sure your list is the correct list that you typed everything in. Then you calculate, and it calculates everything. So X bar is the mean. So our mean is 7. Sigma X is just adding up all the X's. That's 70. Sigma X squared is squaring all the numbers and then adding them up. We'll never really use this year. S sub X is the sample standard deviation. So that's when we divide it by 9 instead of dividing it by 10. So we got 4.136, 4.137. Sigma sub X is if these data points were the only 10 people in the population, then the standard deviation would be 3.924. But um, since we have a sample of people that are hitting home runs, we do n minus 1 in the denominator. N is 10, that's the number of observations. Min, Q1, median, Q3, and max are also shown if you click the down button on your calculator. Then if you click the up button, you can scroll back up. I've also typed in the 29 observations that we had for the test scores. So ranging from 12 to 100. So the range was 88. We calculated Q1 to be 66, median to be 76, Q3 to be 88. So if we go stat edit, stat calculate one variable statistics, and we calculate those. We end up with finding the mean, test score, sample standard deviation, population standard deviation. What we'll notice is that Q1 was calculated to be 65.5. We calculated it to be 66. Basically what happens is the TI calculator does not calculate it the same way we did. So remember, we were including the middle value when we were finding Q1 and Q3. The TI calculator does not include the middle value when we're calculating Q1 and Q3. It's not off by very much from what we calculated, and it's not that big of a deal. So just making sure that you're aware that if you calculate by hand or using the TI, if there are an odd number of observations, we may do it slightly different, but it's not a big deal.